Greetings fellow cultivators. Welcome to Auto Nova. Remember to like and subscribe to support the journey. Today, we're diving into the story of what's the point of cultivating immortality if you don't have money. As a large-scale monoproduction base, the underground cemetery sees a constant flow of corpses entering and exiting every day. And as the corpses aging become deprecated during the monoproduction process, how to dispose of them has become an important issue. Xiong said, those with some residual value are used for blind box draws or flow into the market as second-hand organs. That's one destination. Many that are completely damaged and have no recycling value are often turned into ashes and sold as waste. Things like the creation of some Dharma skeletons, the casting of some Taoist techniques, or the arrangement of formations all use bone ashes. Some people also buy it to supplement calcium, which is cheaper than buying medicine. Xiong picked up the flour bricks on the ground and said, just right, we'll transport these flour bricks out as bone ashes. A moment later, Xiong and Lemulan temporarily stayed behind, organizing and setting up the scene under Zhang Pian's guidance. Zhang Yu, meanwhile, slung a large box of flour onto his back, preparing to leave the underground hideout. Before leaving, Zhang Yu looked at the video of a man appearing in his eye skeleton, his muscles rippling as he gradually transformed into the man's appearance. This was the disguise Zhang Pian had chosen for him, the image of a worker who frequently transported bone ashes in Hulangyuan. Changing his appearance was not difficult for Zhang Yu. As early as his first year of high school, he was already able to change his appearance quite skillfully by controlling his muscles. Later, after specialized training from Immortal Spark, he could change himself into the target image in an instant. At the same time, Zhang Pian had once again cast a spell on him. Concealment Talisman Activate. The concealment talisman Zhang Pian cast, at this moment, was clearly much more powerful than the one she cast at the first level. As her hand slowly swept over Zhang Yu, the data displayed for Zhang Yu and other people's eye skeletons, whether it was the title above his head, or related information and evaluations, had all changed to that of the transport worker. Zhang Pian then said, this concealment talisman can last for about 10 minutes. Hurry up and go. Zhang Yu left the hideout with the large box of flour on his back, feeling a bit nervous, a feeling he felt was much more intense than the fight with the gang members just now. He took a deep breath and focused his attention on the remnant ox body and mind art in his mind. Accompanied by the roars of white oxen, his nervousness gradually dissipated. He proceeded smoothly all the way to the main gate, where a security guard stopped Zhang Yu and asked, what are you carrying on your back? Zhang Yu turned his head to look, and his gaze suddenly narrowed slightly, realizing that the person speaking was Immortal Capital St. G. The last time he encountered him was at the top floor construction site. Zhang Yu thought to himself, has he been assigned to this area? Although a little surprised, Zhang Yu's expression remained unchanged on the surface, and he calmly said, bone ashes. As a cemetery security guard, St. G naturally carried a hint of pressure when looking at the worker transporting bone ashes before him, and he said proudly, what are you transporting them out for? Zhang Yu said indifferently, selling them to people to supplement calcium. St. G nodded, open it and let me see. So Zhang Yu put the box in front of him, opened it, and placed it before St. G. Are they really bone ashes? St. G frowned and said, you're not smuggling flour, are you? As he spoke, he reached out and grabbed a handful of the powder in the box, saying, I need to taste it. Zhang Yu's breath hitched slightly as he watched St. G grab a large handful and swallow it. As he tasted it, he licked his lips, then suddenly frowned and said, this is the taste of a pig demon. The next moment, St. G smiled and said, you sure know how to buy. Go on. Zhang Yu breathed a slight sigh of relief, the words Zhang Pian had said before the operation flashing through his mind. According to the information I've gathered, it's normal for the security guards at the cemetery gate to take bribes and demand things. Even bone ashes passing through have to be tasted. Zhang Yu thought to himself, it was a good thing Zhang Pian had prepared bone ashes to cover the top layer beforehand, specifically to deal with these security guards. After leaving Hulangyuan, the rest of the journey was smooth and unimpeded. Under Zhang Pian's guidance, Zhang Yu arrived at a room on the 45th floor and set down the box filled with flour. Looking at the empty room, Zhang Yu thought, is this a room that sister secretly found? Next, Zhang Yu returned to the secret passage of the cemetery and successfully reunited with Zhang Pian, and the other 2. By this time, most of the matter had been completed. Jiang Pianpian explained, although the flower has been transported out, it's impossible to cash it in immediately. After the fist dies down, I'll find a way to sell it as quickly as possible. But finding buyers and the money laundering process will take a considerable amount of time. It might take 2 to 3 months before the money reaches your hands. Yuxingen and Lemulin naturally expressed their understanding and looked forward to the day the money arrived. Jiang Pianpian looked at their excited expressions and reminded them, remember, this matter must never be known to outsiders. So you must control your emotions from now on. Don't show any signs of getting carried away, not even in private. Don't talk about this matter again. Also, don't make any large and planned purchases for now. You should still be frugal. In short, just continue as you were before. Just pretend nothing happened. Following this, with Zhang Pianpian's active contact, the patrol team quickly arrived at the scene. The commanding officer leading the team looked at the flour, bricks, all over the ground, and the large patches of earth kiwi in the cultivation room, and immediately beamed with joy, praising Zhang Pianpian profusely. As enthusiastic citizens who acted bravely, Zhang Yu, Yuxingen, and Lemulin were also taken back for questioning. However, with Jiang Pianpian's assistance, everything was handled very cleanly, and coupled with the patrol team's eagerness to close the case and claim credit, the 3 were quickly released after being commended. Before leaving, the patrol team stated that the 3 would each receive a bonus of 1 spirit coin, which would be credited to their accounts in a few days. After the 3 returned to the dormitory together, they gradually relaxed. They exchanged glances, and the next moment, they all burst into laughter. Yuxingen thought to himself, 90 spirit coins, damn it. I'd have to save for several years without eating or drinking to earn this much, right? Although it's split among 4 people, it's still a huge income. As expected, people don't get rich without unexpected wealth. Lemulin thought to himself, with this money, when I transfer to the foundation establishment class next semester, I should have a good ranking. And Zhang Yu was already browsing through the websites displayed in his eye skeleton, picking and choosing what should I spend the spirit coins on next. Previously, thanks to Wang Yun's funding, Zhang Yu's savings had experienced a surge, and he still had over 26 spirit coins left. If he also included the flour money that would arrive in 2 or 3 months, his disposable income could reach 40 spirit coins, or even over 50 spirit coins. But thinking of this also made Zhang Yu sigh with emotion. Alas, even a risky business like murder can't compare to how quickly money comes from fraud, let alone the money in the hands of a rich second generation, like Wang Yun. After the exhaustion of this night, Zhang Yu missed manager Wang even more, and he missed the easy work of live streaming. Even if the poor break the law, they ultimately don't earn as much as the rich do legally. Hearing Zhang Yu's lament, Fuji said as a matter of course, nonsense, how can low-level work, like robbery compare to fraud? Selling flour earns far less than fraud, otherwise, how would it be the gang's turn? Fraud is the shortcut to the immortal Tao. When you help me find more colleagues and recover more strength in the future, I'll take you to play fraud, deceive a few rich people, and then you'll know what making money is. As for this time, if it weren't for the convenience and Zhang Pianpian's protection, I definitely wouldn't recommend you earn this money. Zhang Yu shook his head, feeling that Fuji was currently defrauding him. He suppressed his thoughts and continued to ponder the use of the spirit coins. Having such a huge sum of money in the future immediately gave Zhang Yu many ideas that he had never dared to think of before. For example, the Spirit Flesh Unity Journey at Hammering Heart Residence, which claimed to guarantee success for 30 spirit coins, with a refund if unsuccessful. This was a higher realm of mind method operation, where even when unconscious, one could still maintain a trace of spiritual light in the sea of consciousness, continuously maintaining the operation of the mind method. It was also a prerequisite for operating the second mind method after reaching level 15 Tao Heart. According to teacher Feng Jiu, to cultivate spirit-flesh unity, one must continuously cultivate diligently, grinding it out little by little. Besides that, there's the spirit-flesh unity journey at Hammering Heart Residence. Zhang Yu's current Tao Heart level was getting closer and closer to level 15. Originally, he thought he could only rely on his own diligent cultivation to gradually grind out spirit-flesh unity before practicing the second mind method. This process could take a very long time, as many foundation establishment students hadn't even achieved the realm of spirit-flesh unity by the time their Tao Heart reached level 20. If it can be solved with spirit coins, then using spirit coins is definitely faster. However, since it was a large expenditure of over 30 spirit coins, and Xiong Yu's current savings hadn't yet reached 30 spirit coins, he planned to still try cultivating spirit flesh, unity, himself, for now. If the spirit coins arrive, and I still haven't broken through to spirit flesh unity, I'll go to Hammering Heart residence. After a burst of excitement in the dormitory, the three of them suppressed their emotions one after another. They all remembered Zhang Pianpian's reminder not to get carried away. For the rest of the night, the three of them didn't go to work or work overtime, but quietly cultivated in the dormitory. By the time it was the next day, after a night of cultivation, the three of them had already adjusted their emotions, and there was no longer any trace of excitement on their faces. But when Zhang Pianpian returned to the dormitory, Zhang Yu's eyes lit up as he looked at her chest. Zhang Pianpian looked at Zhang Yu and sighed, thanks to your careful discovery at the construction site this time. With this merit, plus my previous preparations, I estimate I'll be promoted to deputy captain next month. You might not fully understand, but this matter is truly very important to me. Zhang Yu smiled slightly, sister, you've helped me so much. I'm truly happy that I could help you. While speaking, Zhang Yu's attention was more focused on the Dao seed that appeared on Zhang Pianpian's chest. In the days he had spent with Zhang Pianpian before, although he could occasionally sense the Dao seed within her body, each time it was fleeting, appearing and disappearing, and the feeling was not real. Zhang Yu could only vaguely make out that Zhang Pianpian's Dao seed was called Supreme Purity Talisman, but as for how this Supreme Purity Talisman could be activated, and what its use was, he had no idea. But at this moment, whether it was because of this operation, or because they had spent enough time together, or perhaps because he understood his sister more. In any case, when Zhang Yu looked at her at this moment, it was like looking at Yu Xing'an and Lumulin. He could genuinely and continuously sense the Dao seed within Zhang Pianpian's body. When Zhang Yu focused his attention on this Dao seed, he felt a mysterious and indescribable feeling, or rather, information, emanating from it. As the duration of the sensing increased, more and more information accumulated, eventually converging into something Zhang Yu could understand. To activate this Supreme Purity Talisman, it requires 50 spirit coins. Zhang Yu looked at Zhang Pianpian blankly, thinking that this requirement was both difficult and simple. It was incredibly easy for the rich, but incredibly difficult for the poor. Feeling Zhang Yu's direct gaze, Zhang Pianpian asked doubtfully, is something wrong? Zhang Yu asked, sister. Senior sister, are you very short on money? Hearing Zhang Yu's question, Zhang Pianpian was slightly taken aback and said, is there anyone in this world who isn't short on money? I am indeed raising a sum of money. Although I'm still a bit short, it shouldn't take much longer to gather it. Hearing Zhang Pianpian's reply, Zhang Yu thought to himself, could it be exactly the 50 spirit coins that are missing? But he wasn't sure if the 50 spirit coins reflected in the Dao seed were related to the money Zhang Pianpian was raising, and he couldn't ask directly. He could only temporarily bury the doubt in his heart. At the same time, Zhang Yu also felt that the spirit coins on him were becoming increasingly insufficient. Sigh, as expected, spirit flesh unity. I should try it myself first. If I can't figure it out, then I'll spend money. Over the next few days, Zhang Yu and the other three studied, cultivated, and worked as usual, as if nothing had happened. This day, Zhang Yu was still cultivating the breathing technique in the cemetery as usual. After these days of hard cultivation, he had already completed the 7th breathing technique of the key pulse flow, and was practicing the 8th breathing technique spirit, refining body technique. At this moment, his magic power circulated, and dense spiritual energy flowed through his meridians, continuously spreading out, silently refining the muscles and tendons throughout his body. During his time working and cultivating in the cemetery, because he spent more time meditating and breathing every day, Zhang Yu specifically chose a breathing technique that could refine muscles and tendons during breathing, so that his body refining progress wouldn't fall too far behind. However, while cultivating the 7th and 8th breathing techniques, he also felt that his cultivation efficiency had slowed down. And this slowness wasn't due to the environment or any change in his state, it was simply because the breathing techniques Zhang Yu was cultivating were becoming increasingly difficult. But this is unavoidable. Zhang Yu sighed in his heart, there are only about 10 or so breathing techniques in the key pulse flow set. The simplest ones have already been cultivated by me. The remaining ones are quite complex, and each full cycle of operation takes a significant amount of time. Given this, even for me, it will probably take half a month, or even a month, to raise one breathing technique to level 20. Xiong Yu knew that if someone heard his current lament, they might want to beat him up. But for him, who was already used to rapidly leveling up cultivation techniques, leveling up a technique to level 20 in a month, did indeed feel a bit lacking. After a long while, Xiong Yu felt that the medicinal power from the previous dose had been completely consumed. He slowly stopped cultivating and took the opportunity to check the messages accumulated in his eye shell. First, he replied to the information about pooling medicine in the dormitory group chat, followed by some homework information from the class group chats. Xiong Yu quickly scanned through them one by one. Then there were various chaotic messages in the other group chats. There was an artifact forging group that Ye Xingli from the artifact forging department had added him to, where two groups of people were arguing about which leg muscle tendon, artifact, skeleton, was better between the two brands, Vice Xuanzhao and Tiangong. There was also bad news from the Songyang hometown group chat, a student from Shizhu Demon Descendant Professional College, in order to save money by not taking medicine, endured staying up late for years, suffered cardiac arrest, and almost died suddenly. Now he was borrowing money in the group chat to buy energy capsules, hoping to be able to stay up late with peace of mind. Chuqiu from Vajra University, no borrowing money in the group. First warning, second time you're kicked out. Zhongwenwu from Heavenly Demon University, we are all fellow townsfolk. He just wants to borrow some money not to sleep. Isn't this too strict? Chuqiu from Vajra University, if you don't have money, go to sleep. Another demon descendant student jumped out and replied, what's the difference between making him sleep every day at university and telling him to die? He's a university student, he just doesn't want to sleep and wants to get up and study. What did he do wrong? Chuqiu from Vajra University, who knows if it's a scam? If you're so poor you can't even afford to stay up late, what kind of immortal cultivation are you doing? After a quick glance at the arguments in the group, Xiong Yu looked at the other accumulated messages. Then he found that Kong Not from the competition team had sent him a message. Kong Not, the others in the team have agreed. I'll send you the competition materials and add you to the group. Xiong Yu first accepted the competition materials, scanned through them briefly, and then accepted the invitation to join the group. Xiong Yu, hello everyone, I'm new here. Please take care of me in the future, seniors. Kong Na, welcome. Ma Zhuan, welcome to join. Xiong Yu greeted them, but besides Kong Na and Ma Zhuan, no third person welcomed him. Their 3 lines of chat were quickly pushed up by others. Xiong Yu took a look and found that there were 3 other people in the group, chatting about Dao techniques, heatedly, as if no one else was present. Lines of text quickly scrolled up, filling the entire chat box. Xiong Yu also looked at the profiles of the other 5 people in the group besides himself. He found that except for Kong Na, who only displayed her class ranking, the others displayed both their class ranking and their overall department ranking. Among them, Ma Zhuan was ranked 35th in the entire department, and the remaining 3 were also around the 40s or 50s. Including Xiong Yu, there were a total of 6 people, which was the number for a competition team. Xiong Yu also looked at their grades and found that the highest was only a 5th-year university student. Xiong Yu understood that being able to break into the top 50 of the entire department, at this stage, clearly, meant these few people were elite academic achievers in the civil engineering department. No wonder no one paid attention to me. Xiong Yu completely understood this. After all, it was normal for highly ranked students to even humiliate low-ranked students, and ignoring low-ranked students. That was truly very polite. Just then, one of the students named Budzirin sent a short video. The video content was a lung artifact skeleton that had just been unboxed. Budzirin Myriad Now Artisan Sex latest lung artifact skeleton. Breathing can accumulate and condense lung gold sword energy. Budzirin subscribed to Myriad Now Artisan Sex monthly service, and there are 23 types of sword energy that can be swapped out. Budzirin got it for 18.88 spirit coins. When Xiong Yu saw this price, he wanted to say how expensive it was, but then he saw another student named Yang reply, that price is cheap, did you get a discount? Budzirin, I have an uncle who works at Myriad Now, Artisan Sect. This time I got it at an internal price. Looking at the subsequent conversations in the group about artifact skeletons, medicines, Dao techniques, and magic treasures, Xiong Yu thought of the flower brick he had risked his life to snatch not long ago, and felt that he was increasingly out of place in this group, unable to participate in these topics, even if he wanted to. And looking at these fourth-year and fifth-year academic achievers in the group, none of whom were ranked in the top 20 of the entire department, Zhang Yu sighed slightly in his heart. That old fellow, Xiong. He even told me to transfer to the artifact forging department after entering the civil engineering department. Does he not know how difficult it is to transfer departments in university now? To climb into the top 20 of the entire department before the end of the third year of university. It's difficult. Zhang Yu knew that to surpass students in the middle and upper grades in comprehensive score, while in the lower grades, one would need to study courses from the middle and upper grades in advance. This not only required terrifying talent, but also a large amount of money. And Ji Yuanzu from their class was a prodigy, with the goal of transferring departments. Zhang Yu had also gradually figured out the usual cultivation plans of the prodigies, who aimed to transfer departments during this period. During the first and second years, they are basically building a foundation, pushing their basic stats to the peak of foundation establishment. In the third year, they start studying in advance, accelerating through the spiritual realm, completing a large number of advanced courses in their department ahead of time, and passing the exams. Finally, during this third year, they accumulate a large amount of comprehensive points and push their ranking to the top 50 level. Only then can they transfer departments. And if it's transferring from the civil engineering department to the artifact forging department, the requirements are even more stringent. They need to at least break into the top 20. Zhang Yu thought to himself, old fellow Xinghe might have been away from university for too long. And sister thinks, even if I can't do it, I can transfer to artifact forging through postgraduate studies later. But Zhang Yu's gaze sharpened, and he made a firm decision. I want to enter the 10 great sects. I need to seize the time. Enter the 10 great sects before the entry channels for the 10 great sects close. And the 10 great sects do not accept those from the civil engineering department. Zhang Yu thought to himself, I must join the artifact forging department sooner, and start cultivating the content of the artifact forging department sooner. Transferring to the artifact forging department through postgraduate studies. It's too slow, far too slow. Looking at the rankings of Ma Zhuan and the others, Zhang Yu's sense of urgency surged again, and he seized the time to continue cultivating. However, the effect of the previous dose of medicine had already worn off, and the efficiency of breathing was much lower at this moment. Zhang Yu decided to use this time, before taking the next dose of medicine, to try the spirit-flesh unity. According to teacher Feng Jude from the Dao Heart class, the state of mind technique operation, operating 24 hours a day, is just the basic level. Above that is reaching the semi-instinctive state. And above the semi-instinctive state is the fully instinctive state of spirit-flesh unity. Zhang Yu felt the operation of the mind technique in his mind at this moment, recalling the feeling when he was on the first floor, as the building collapsed and his body was buried. He entered a state of suspended animation. At that time, to the outside world, I was completely unconscious, but in reality, I still held on to the last shred of will to survive. At that time, I didn't think about anything, didn't contemplate anything. I only felt myself in a dark world of consciousness, fully using the vitality of my body to maintain the regeneration of flesh and blood. This state of maintaining the last shred of clarity in my mind is roughly the semi-instinctive level. And the state of spirit-flesh unity is that even if you truly lose consciousness and are completely unconscious, you continue to maintain the operation of the mind technique, just like breathing. Zhang Yu tried to activate the suspended animation state of the spring-autumn endless Zen, constantly wiping away the distracting thoughts in his heart. But no matter how he eliminated the numerous thoughts in his heart, that one last thought would always remain, maintaining his last shred of clarity. As expected, it's very difficult. Zhang Yu thought to himself, maintaining the operation of the mind technique even when unconscious. This is truly something not meant for humans. In the time that followed, Zhang Yu tried the state of spirit-flesh unity whenever he had time during his daily cultivation. Although he never succeeded, he could feel that the operation of the mind technique had become slightly smoother. Especially each time he tried to enter the state where only the last shred of thought remained in his mind, the speed of entering became faster and faster. As time flew by, it was now early June. In the blink of an eye, more than a month had passed since Zhang Yu first set foot on the cemetery project. During this month, he had the financial support of manager Wang in the early stage, although he didn't have it later. With the daily potent medicine and the unique environment of the cemetery, Xiong Yu still made significant progress in his magic power, which surged to 661.3. As the value increased, the efficiency of improving magic power quality slowed down, but it also reached 168%. His Tao heart also steadily improved under the constant operation of the mind technique, reaching level 14. His physical strength only increased to level 15.18 because he focused on breathing exercises these days and had less time for physical training. And his key conductivity and farthest conductivity distance also steadily increased with the improvement of basic stats, reaching 42% and 40 for meters. On this day, Ma Zhuan contacted Xiong Yu again, inviting him to participate in the competition team's practice session. Longtai Health Massage Club. Xiong Yu looked up at the club's sign, nodded slightly, and thought to himself, the Civil Engineering Department's competition team's first full training session is taking place at a massage club. Very reasonable, very civil engineering. Having changed clothes and taken a hand tag, Xiong Yu had already arrived at the room where Ma Zhuan and the others were. As soon as he entered, he felt a wave of heat wash over him. The entire room's temperature was as high as a large furnace. He saw that aside from the less bulky Kong Na, the other four mountains of flesh were lying on massage beds, like four active volcanoes, their muscles constantly radiating waves of heat. Xiong Yu, having been sponsored by Boss Wang, and experiencing daily visits to massage parlors, already had his own criteria for evaluating a massage establishment. At this moment, looking at the female therapists beside Ma Zhuan, Kong Na, and the others, seeing their Tyrannosaurus Rex-like physiques, their eyes full of fighting spirit, and the stubble grown from long-term medication, Xiong Yu could immediately tell that this massage club was very legitimate. Ma Zhuan raised his head and said, "Xiong Yu, you're here? Lie down first, let's warm up and talk." Ma Zhuan was a young man with a completely bald head, not a single strand of hair. Xiong Yu looked at his jade-like scalp and thought that this was probably some special Dharma relic. His hands and feet had been detached and placed aside, evidently because they were Dharma relics and didn't need massaging. Ma Zhuan was the captain of this competition team, the one who formed the team earliest, and also the most physically imposing person present. Seeing multiple Dharma relics on him, and his habit of stretching out, not shrinking himself, Xiong Yu knew that he must also be quite wealthy. As Ma Zhuan spoke, the other four team members present also looked at Xiong Yu. Aside from Kong Na's relatively friendly gaze, Xiong Yu could feel a strong sense of scrutiny in the eyes of the other three members, clearly not fully accepting him, a freshman. Xiong Yu lay down on an empty massage bed at Ma Zhuan's call, and then heard the latter continue, "Before the official training, let's get a good massage here to warm up. This will reduce wear and tear on our bodies during training later." "Xiong Yu, you've read the specific rules of the competition, right?" Xiong Yu nodded and said, "I've read them." The Civil Engineering Department's construction competition required construction in a high-risk environment, simulating a battlefield, and simultaneously enduring attacks from opponents. This was a competition that required strong construction ability, anti-strike ability, and stress resistance. Just as Ma Zhuan was explaining the competition's points to everyone, Xiong Yu felt a pair of steel-like arms pressing down on him. At the same time, a voice sounded, "Sir, do you have any Dharma relics on you?" Confirming that the client's Dharma relics had been removed before massaging was based on the therapist's experience, otherwise, accidentally damaging a client's Dharma relic could mean working for free for a long time. Xiong Yu said casually, "Aside from my eyes, I don't have any other Dharma relics on me. Feel free to massage." The next moment, powerful strength came from the therapist's large, fan-like hands, pressing deep into Xiong Yu's flesh and blood. Xiong Yu, however, smiled slightly and said to the therapist, "Master, I can take a lot of pressure. Please use more force." Xiong Yu, having taken potent medicines for a long time, with his body growing through constant wear and repair, his bones reinforced by secret steel number 20, and being someone long tested in massage parlors, had very high demands for massage strength. The therapist behind him, hearing this, also had a flash of light in her eyes, and silently increased her strength. "Master, heavier. As heavy as possible. I can really take pressure." The therapist suddenly exhaled, and her hand Dharma relic instantly activated. It became hot and steaming, and besides heating up, it also shot out streams of electricity, penetrating Xiong Yu's skin and reaching deep into his muscles. On the massage bed next to Xiong Yu, Bu Ziran was silently observing Xiong Yu. Buziran was ranked 48th in the entire department. If Xiong Yu were to describe his biggest impression of him, it would be that Buziran had unboxed a Lung Dharma relic from the myriad now craftsman sect in the group chat last time. Watching the therapist activate her hand Dharma relic and apply force to massage Xiong Yu, Buziran thought to himself, oh, is he trying to display his physical strength through massage? Buziran understood that for college students entering a new circle, integrating by displaying strength was like dogs sniffing each other's behinds when they meet, a necessary means of quick integration. And the stronger the physique, the higher the body's intensity, the more strength the massage needed to be effective. This was the so-called eating pressure. In massage parlors, the more pressure eating a client was, the more it represented strength, and earned the respect of countless therapists. This was even more true in the civil engineering department. The strongest person on a construction site was, often, also the most pressure-eating person. Buziran thought to himself, back when the ancient spirit realm network wasn't so developed, the best way to gauge a stranger was to take them for a massage. After a massage session, by seeing how much pressure they can take, you'd know their strength. But it's not ancient times now. With Xiong Yu's data, under the full power of a therapist's Dharma relic, he could at most last 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, Buziran looked at Xiong Yu with some surprise. Is this guy really not just holding on? Xiong Yu felt streams of strength entering deep into his flesh and blood, slowly erasing the fatigue and damage accumulated over the past few days, feeling only a sensation of pleasant soreness. 20 minutes later, the therapist behind Xiong Yu was already starting to break out in a cold sweat, simply because she felt like she wasn't massaging a person, but rather a piece of Dharma relic. This guy's bones are so hard. Does he really not have any Dharma relics inside him? 30 minutes later, the therapist looked at her constantly alarming hand, Dharma relic, and had to stop, requesting to switch with someone else. If she continued massaging with full force like this, her hand Dharma relic would be severely worn down and malfunction. Xiong Yu's situation quickly attracted the attention of the others. Ma Zhuan laughed heartily and said, Junior Xiong Yu, it seems your body protecting technique is well practiced. Your physical strength far exceeds your own level. Xiong Yu smiled slightly and said, I'm just relatively resistant. At the same time, the way Buziran and the others looked at Xiong Yu had completely changed. Clearly, Xiong Yu's performance during the massage had earned their recognition. Next, the six left the massage parlor and went to the civil engineering department's simulated construction site for training, working together to build and familiarize themselves with each other. Watching Xiong Yu release several humanoid gang key constructs to work together, Kong Nat's heart stirred again. Ma Zhuan was right, this guy's progress is indeed very fast. When I sparred with him before, he could only use vague gang ki for short periods of combat. How long has it been? He can actually maintain humanoid gang ki so delicately to do work. At the same time, on the other side, Ma Zhuan struck out with a palm, and invisible fluctuations surged in the air. Then, the ground actually rose under his palm's momentum, like surging giant waves, swallowing the various materials on the construction site, and then placing them in different positions. Xiong Yu was slightly surprised watching this scene. This power is so similar to Sky Kunlun's mountain moving divine power. Seeing Xiong Yu's surprised look, Ma Zhuan chuckled and explained, this is the little triad formed by mastering the first 3 of the 7 civil engineering absolutes. It allows control over earth ki, manipulating the ground beneath one's feet with an invisible force field. Xiong Yu asked curiously, can it manipulate any material on the ground? Ma Zhuan said, most metals and minerals are not a problem. As Ma Zhuan spoke, he activated the little triad with a triumphant expression, to manipulate the terrain. The earth, like water waves, deformed at will under his control, occasionally swallowing building materials, occasionally enveloping buildings to form a protective wall, and occasionally crushing a built wall into dust. Although the other team members also had different unique skills, Xiong Yu was still most envious of Ma Zhuan's little triad technique. Xiong Yu thought to himself, if I can maintain first place in my class for the first 3 years of college, I'll also be able to master this technique. In the following days, Xiong Yu's daily life gained another item: competition training. Although it didn't take up much time, it still made Xiong Yu's life increasingly fulfilling and busy. After repeatedly trying and failing to achieve spirit-flesh unity for a long time, Xiong Yu was mentally prepared to spend spirit coins. Therefore, to open up a new source of income, this time he contacted the person involved in underground magic power transactions, intending to sell his magic power to the other party. Still in the deserted alley below the 100th floor. Just like every previous meeting, the other person was shrouded in a layer of black fog, from head to toe, their face and any information invisible. However, every time before, Xiong Yu had bought magic power from the other party, while this time he wanted to sell magic power. The person in the black fog said, "We can help you find clients, but an intermediary fee is necessary. Secondly, we need to test the quality of your magic power first." Xiong Yu said calmly, "No problem, go ahead." The black fog person threw a mysterious creation relic to Xiong Yu, asking him to inject magic power into it. Xiong Yu took the relic and activated his magic power to inject it. However, he didn't activate the power of the deep shield Dharma pulse, only injecting gentle, normal magic power into it. After injecting about 500 units of magic power in one go, Xiong Yu threw the mysterious creation relic back to the other party. Soon after, this mysterious creation relic appeared in Li Zulian's hand. Tasting the quality of the magic power in the relic, Li Zulian murmured, "Progressing so fast. And he can even sell magic power now, which means the increase in his total magic power and recovery speed must also be considerable. Has it only been a year? Dad's judgment really wasn't wrong." Just then, a message appeared in Li Zulian's eye relic. "Yuxing and senior sister. Are there any jobs?" Originally, seeing Yuxing making a name for himself in the dark massage world, Li Zulian felt quite relieved. But at this moment, seeing Xiong Yu already starting underground magic power trading, Li Zulian couldn't help but sigh. Listening to Audio Nova. "Li Zulian, there are a few civil engineering department orders, do you want to take them? You might run into acquaintances. Yuxing and take them." "Li Zulian, you don't want your classmates to know you're doing underground massage, do you?" Yuxing understood. "I'll hide my identity." Looking at the message from Li Zulian, Yuxing thought to himself that the civil engineering department contained a huge massage market. How could he easily give it up? Yuxing recalled the time on the first floor when he and Xiong Yu practiced shape-shifting techniques under the guidance of Master Xinghe, and he sighed in his heart. Master still has foresight, knowing that coming up here would eventually require doing some shady things. Yuxing speculated in his heart, maybe he also started out by giving massages. And looking at the addresses of the orders Li Zulian sent next, Yuxing's figure fluctuated for a while, changing into the appearance of another stranger. Alas, it's a pity senior sister doesn't like massages. When he was learning at the massage parlor before, Yuxing only wanted senior sister to massage him every day. Now that he had become an underground masser, he only wanted to massage senior sister to repay her. Yuxing thought this might be a sign of a man's maturity. He arrived at the target location, started the clock, did the work, finished up. Finally, Yuxing smiled and said to the other party, "Brother, if you're satisfied, call me again next time." After finishing his part-time job, Yuxing rushed non-stop to the underground cemetery, continuing his overtime work at the construction site today. This time, he happened to be assigned to the same area as Xiong Yu, and from a distance, he saw a human-shaped force field walking back and forth, working. Xiong Yu's force field manipulation is getting more and more exquisite. Just as Yuxing was sighing in his heart, the human-shaped force field suddenly rushed towards him. He heard Xiong Yu say, "It's rare to meet, let's spar for a while, brother." Yuxing chuckled and said, "You want to fight me with just this one force field? Aren't you being too overconfident?" During this time, Yuxing felt that his progress was also great. The part-time massage job increased his income, the 3A divine ability greatly improved his training efficiency, and the cemetery work allowed him to breathe in the spiritual pulse for a long time. At this moment, seeing Xiong Yu's human-shaped force field attacking, he let out a low shout, his right palm carrying a fierce force field, and he struck out with a palm. Accompanied by a loud bang, the human-shaped force field shattered. Just as Yuxing thought this palm had shattered this human-shaped force field, he saw a skeleton emanating a chilling coldness break out from the shattered force field and strike towards his chest with a palm. Yuxing, seeing this scene, was slightly startled. In his impression, although Xiong Yu's human-shaped force field could borrow strength to strike, it was not sturdy and was often easily broken, requiring constant expenditure of magic power to generate new human-shaped force fields. But the human-shaped skeleton attacking at this moment showed a different level of sturdiness. Amidst crackling sounds, Xiong and the skeleton collided several times, only feeling that this skeleton was not only extremely hard, but also permeated with bone-piercing coldness. After a few moves, rolling force fields were once again added to the skeleton by Xiong, filling the skeleton back to its original human-shaped force field appearance. And Xiong, after this round of testing, roughly understood what was going on in his heart. This kid Xiong is freezing the force field and filling it as a skeleton to increase the overall sturdiness of the human-shaped force field. And the outside of the skeleton is filled with ordinary force field, forming another layer of skin and flesh. Ordinary attacks, even if they shatter the surface layer of skin and flesh, cannot break the skeleton structure beneath it. Then, as long as the skin and flesh is refilled with force field, it can be restored. His tactics are becoming more and more mature. Xiong immediately understood that to destroy Zhang Yu's human-shaped force field, he had to shatter both the skin and the bones in one go. Let you try the martial art I recently pushed to level 15. He suddenly circulated his energy, already executing the Dragon Elephant Hydra Palm, which is in the same lineage as the Dragon Elephant Mountain Crushing Palm. Unlike the Dragon Elephant Mountain Crushing Palm, which can be activated purely by physical strength, this Dragon Elephant Hydra Palm uses explosive force field to assist the breakout of physical strength. When striking with the palm, the force field does not break out of the body, but is contained within the body, augmenting physical strength and power. It is a pure close combat martial art and one of the cultivation methods planned by Master Xiong for Xiong. Xiong let out a low shout, and streams of force field filled every muscle fiber of his right arm, dyeing his entire arm a golden color. The next moment, as he struck out with a palm, a fierce wind howled, and the air in front of him seemed to be sucked out by the palm. And the human-shaped force field also struck out with a palm, containing the power of Xiong's previous palm strike. With a loud bang, the palms of both sides collided fiercely. Under Xiong's palm strike, the skin and flesh of the human-shaped force field shattered inch by inch, centered on the palm, and the entire body burst apart. And the skeleton under the skin and flesh also creaked, showing dense cracks, seeming to shatter in the next moment. Just as Xiong wanted to strike another palm and completely shatter the human-shaped force field in front of him, he saw the cracked skeleton raise its right arm and was about to execute the same Dragon Elephant Hydra palm towards him. Feeling the explosive force field contained in the opponent's palm, Xiong quickly retreated and shouted, "Stop, stop, stop. This is too damaging to the body if we keep fighting. I'm not fighting anymore." Xiong didn't want to take a palm strike of his own Dragon Elephant Hydra palm power. Any slight injury, no matter how minor, would be too much of a loss for him. He sighed. Your nine heavens clouds void force was already annoying enough. Now, combined with this human-shaped force field tactic, you can not only fight with all your might in every move, but also borrow strength to strike, while your main body can hide safely on the side. It's a pity you're not a security guard. At the same time, Xiong could also imagine that once someone started fighting with Zhang Yu and thought they could defeat Zhang Yu by shattering or bypassing the human-shaped force field, they will find this guy is incredibly tough, and it's better to go back and confront the force field head-on. Xiong thought to himself the only weakness might be Zhang Yu's fighting style. Maintaining the human-shaped force field requires a continuous and severe consumption of magic power. He secretly summarized in his heart, fighting the main body is not as good as fighting the human-shaped force field. When fighting the human-shaped force field, you can't use powerful moves, otherwise you'll easily get hurt by borrowed strength. That is to say, the most suitable method for fighting this guy is to slowly wear down his human-shaped force field. Any fierce attack will only increase your medical expenses and magical skeleton repair costs. But it takes a long time. What he loses is force field magic power, and what I'm risking is my own physical body, so I still have to use force field to fight him, which means my force field consumption will also be large. Moreover, Xiong thought of another point. This guy also doesn't know what dirty deal he made with Lemulin. Now both of them can bring up a wave of cold air when they strike. If you want to wear this guy down, fighting him for a long time will make you worry about the accumulation of cold air in your body. It's disgusting. The more Xiong thought about it, the more his head ached, and the more he frowned. He felt that no matter how he fought with Zhang Yu, it was a loss. His eyes were filled with various deficits and expenses. Just thinking about it made him feel uncomfortable, and he no longer had any interest in fighting the other party. Fortunately, he's a good brother I've spent money on, and borrowed money from. In the future, whoever I want to annoy, I should let them fight Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu was very satisfied with today's test, and thought to himself, not bad, not bad. My human-shaped force field, after being frozen, can withstand Yu Xing'an's full power palm strike. From the initial force field arm to the human-shaped force field, and then to the current frozen force field forming a skeleton for the human-shaped force field, the work efficiency has been continuously increasing. These are all the results of Zhang Yu's continuous attempts in recent days. Because it is composed of the formless cloud force, he calls the simple human-shaped force field the formless warrior. And the human-shaped force field, that uses the deep cold magic meridian to create a skeleton, is called the deep cold warrior by Zhang Yu. Among them, the formless warrior moves faster, but the force field conduction efficiency is low, the strength endurance is poor, and it is relatively easy to break and dissipate, but it can be generated instantly. The deep cold warrior has higher force field conduction efficiency and stronger strength endurance, but moves slower, consumes more magic power, and is slow to generate, taking at least 5 seconds to create. Zhang Yu secretly estimated in his heart, with my current magic power, if I release it all, I can probably create 6 formless warriors, or 2 deep cold warriors. But that would just be for show. To work at full capacity, I can only maintain 1 deep cold warrior at most, or 3 formless warriors. However, as the effect of Qi meridian flow improves, this number should increase. While thinking, Zhang Yu looked at Yu Xing'an with a slight smile, and said, "You're afraid of getting hurt, so let's change the way we train. Let me help you stimulate your spiritual root. Your spiritual root hasn't reached 100% fusion yet, has it?" So Zhang Yu exhaled a force field, turning it into a formless warrior, and immediately fought with Yu Xing'an again. Only this time, it was the same as his previous sparring with Yu Xing'an, constantly stimulating the opponent's body and spiritual root to improve the opponent's cultivation effect. In the following days, Zhang Yu took advantage of working in the same area as Yu Xing'an to seize the time, and occasionally help the other party improve their spiritual root fusion degree. One day, Yu Xing'an let out a roar, and the third eye in his mind trembled, causing the muscles all over his body to twitch continuously. My spiritual root fusion degree has reached 100%. Yu Xing'an felt his body, only feeling an unprecedented clarity in his control over all his flesh and blood. The mobilization of both physical body and magic power was more than 10% faster than before. Zhang Yu nodded in satisfaction from the side, thinking to himself to upgrade the 3-eye divine ability to level 2. Besides 100% spiritual root fusion degree, the remaining requirement is over 500 magic power. Yu Xing'an will definitely reach it before the end of this semester. Zhang Yu's only regret was that the accumulation of magic power mainly depended on Yu Xing'an himself. At most, he could feed him some blood. As for giving Yu Xing'an money, giving money was impossible. He didn't even have enough money for himself. How could he give it to Yu Xing'an? As time gradually approached the end of June, the cemetery project officially ended, and Zhang Yu's Qi meridian flow finally reached the 8th layer. Higher level Qi meridian flow, the more breathing techniques mastered, the lower the extra loss of magic power and its derivatives during operation. Zhang Yu looked at the new effect of Qi meridian long flow's next layer. His gaze slightly narrowed, and immediately gave it a try. He saw Zhang Yu's internal magic power circulating, transforming into bursts of formless cloud gang, rising from his dantian. The next moment, the surging gang Qi had already transformed into 3 formless powerhouses appearing behind him. As these 3 formless powerhouses punched and kicked, each practicing the various martial arts Zhang Yu had mastered, Zhang Yu's internal magic power was also rapidly consumed. But Zhang Yu felt even more that under the influence of this new layer's effect of Qi meridian long flow, the speed of this magic power consumption was clearly much lower than before. Zhang Yu thought to himself, during the process of magic power circulation, there will inevitably be extra loss. When Gong Qi circulates outside the body, the loss is even greater. But with the enhancement of this layer's effect of Qi meridian long flow, the loss is reduced, which means my magic power lasts longer. Add to that the original magic power recovery speed boost of Qi meridian long flow. While in thought, with a movement of Zhang Yu's mind, another 2 formless powerhouses appeared and began operating at full power. After many attempts, Zhang Yu confirmed that under the enhancement of Qi Meridian Long Flow, his magic power was sufficient to support the full operation of 5 formless powerhouses, or the full operation of 2 deep cold powerhouses. Now my work efficiency has almost doubled. Feeling the second layer's effect of Qi Meridian Long Flow, Zhang Yu sighed in his heart. Although it only reduced the consumption of magic power, it was like a point of qualitative change, greatly increasing his work efficiency within a unit of time. I wonder what the final layer's effect of Qi Meridian Long Flow is. Zhang Yu calculated the time he should be able to complete the final layer of Qi Meridian Long Flow in August, meaning he would obtain all its effects before the final exams, so his heart grew increasingly expectant. In addition to this, there was also the upgrade of the Jade Star Cold 3-Eye Divine ability, Zhang Yu's own spirit-body fusion, and the second heart technique, all of which he looked forward to completing before the final exams. This final exam period, I will definitely be able to defeat Ji Yuanshu and take first place in the class. As long as I get first place in the academic year for 3 years, I will be able to obtain the first 3 cultivation methods of the 3 civil engineering ultimates. Zhang Yu had been coveting Mazhuan's small, 3 union, for a long time, and at this moment, he also sighed slightly in his heart. It's good that I can obtain the cultivation method as long as I maintain first place in the class. Looking at it this way, the university's ranking system is still very valuable. A few days later, just as Zhang Yu was thinking about showing off his increased strength during the next competition team training session, the competition team captain, Ma Zhuan, sent a message. Ma Zhuan, Zhang Yu, regarding the specific arrangements for next semester's competition, there are some things I need to tell you. Ma Zhuan, your talent is very strong, and your strength has always improved very quickly. I've always felt you could become our team's secret weapon. Ma Zhuan Kongnan also particularly appreciates you and finds cooperating with you very pleasant. Seeing this, a bad premonition appeared in Zhang Yu's heart. Starting off by saying so many nice things, it seems like there's no good news. Ma Zhuan, however, there is now a student ranked higher than you who wants to join our team. Ma Zhuan, the team has unanimously decided that you will temporarily serve as a substitute. Hearing what Ma Zhuan said, Zhang Yu was slightly stunned, and cursed in his heart. In universities, this kind of unhealthy trend of only valuing grades and rankings is too prevalent. Can rankings show my entire value? Fuji said, when you surpassed Gong Shujin in rank last time, you didn't say that. You can't only think rankings are good when your rank is higher than the other person's. Zhang Yu curled his lip. He naturally understood that in university, ranking was king, whoever ranked higher was right, and whoever ranked higher had priority. As a system for measuring the value of a university student, Zhang Yu could only abide by it in 10,000 laws, University City. At least at this moment, he did not have the strength to resist this system. Even he himself was a beneficiary of this system. But the substitute position. Zhang Yu thought to himself, if he didn't get to participate, even if the competition team got a ranking, his comprehensive score wouldn't increase much. Sigh, what a hassle. Just as Zhang Yu was feeling troubled, he discovered that the new member had already been pulled into the competition team's group chat by Ma Zhuan. Ji Yuanshu. Seeing that the person joining the team was surprisingly Ji Yuanshu, who was ranked above him, Zhang Yu frowned and said, the guy who's only 1 rank higher than me. Speaking of which, he's transferring to the finance department. Is it to increase his comprehensive score by participating in competitions? Ma Zhuan, welcome, student Ji, to join us. Kong Na, welcome, fireworks. Buziran Junior Ji, long time no see. Yang Yan, haha, Yuanshu, it's great you're here. Then our competition ranking next semester will definitely be higher. Looking at how enthusiastically everyone in the group welcomed him, Zhang Yu thought to himself that this was too different from how he was welcomed when he first joined the group. And looking at how happily the few people were chatting in the group, Zhang Yu felt increasingly out of place here. A few days later, the competition team organized training again, but this time, they didn't even notify Zhang Yu. These guys. Zhang Yu thought darkly in his heart, it seems they've completely given up on me. In the end, I can't get along with these rich guys. Should I switch teams? Or should I stay here and leave some comprehensive points? But the next moment, Zhang Yu's brows slightly furrowed. No, if I stay on the team, no matter how many comprehensive points are added in the end, as a substitute player, the points I get will definitely not be as high as Ji Yuanshu's. Then next semester, won't I start off with a lower score than him? Could this guy be doing this on purpose? Deliberately using this method to suppress me? To gain an advantage in rankings? Zhang Yu couldn't be sure, and it was even less possible for him to ask Ji Yuanchu. He just had one more reason to think about switching competition teams. Never mind, let's continue accumulating strength first and prepare for the final exams. Anyway, the registration period is still very long. After the final exams, when my rank goes up, I'll see if I can switch teams. So in the following days, it was as if Zhang Yu had a fire lit under him, cultivating even more diligently. In the blink of an eye, time arrived at late July. There was still over a month left until the final exams, at the end of August. That day in the dormitory, everyone finally received the spirit coins from the last time they robbed the dark kind territory. And looking at the numbers on their bank accounts, everyone's eyes flickered, as if a light of hope had emerged. Jade Starcold's complexion was rosy, and he thought with a joyful expression, now, I can exchange for a Dharma skeleton. But in the end, should I exchange for a hand massage Dharma skeleton to further increase earning efficiency? Or exchange for a cultivation type Dharma skeleton to increase cultivation efficiency? Innumerable Dharma skeleton models immediately appeared in his mind, all of which were targets he had carefully selected and filtered out during the days when he couldn't afford a new Dharma skeleton. On the other side, La Mulin looked at the numbers on her bank account and thought to herself, adding my own savings, it should be enough to complete the advanced surgery for supermetabolism. La Mulin, who had arrived on the second floor, quickly discovered under her brother's guidance that the companies upstairs had already developed the advanced surgery for supermetabolism. Zhang Yu was also looking at the numbers appearing in his eye skeleton. Although he had sold some magic power as a subsidy in the past 2 months, in order to continue progressing, Zhang Yu had spent quite a bit on elixirs, spirit stones, Dao techniques, magic treasures, and so on, and his savings had been gradually decreasing. However, after adding this wave of spirit coins today, the number of spirit coins in his account also reached over 42.9. For a moment, Zhang Yu's heart surged. It was the first time he had so many spirit coins. And the problem also came. Where to spend it? The Taiching talisman on my sister's side, always, requires 50 spirit coins. From 42.9 spirit coins to 50 spirit coins, although it doesn't look like much, just relying on my current income, even if I save diligently, and am willing to slow down the speed of my cultivation improvement. It's impossible to save it up without 2 or 3 months. The key is this Taiching talisman. I still don't know what its effect is. Zhang Yu thought darkly in his heart. On the other hand, if I spend it on spirit-body fusion, I'll immediately be able to cultivate a second heart technique. Regarding spirit-body fusion, Zhang Yu had been attempting it these past few days, although there were some small improvements, he still couldn't see any hope of success in a short time. This also made him gradually give up the possibility of breaking through on his own, preparing to choose to directly spend money on it. On one side is the Taiching talisman, which requires enduring another 2 or 3 months, with an unclear path ahead. On the other side is spirit-body fusion, and the second heart technique, which can be successfully achieved without taking too long and have clear functions. In particular, Zhang Yu also considered that the final exams would begin in just over a month, and his current plan was related to his success rate in striving for first place in the class. It's still better to go for spirit-body fusion and strive for the second heart technique. After some thought, accompanied by the chilling diffusion of ritual power, which seemed to be urging him to seize the time and not stop, Zhang Yu finally put on the spiritual interface mask. His consciousness delved into the spiritual realm, and in the blink of an eye, he arrived at Hammerheart Abode. An empty, pure white small room. A line of text appeared before Zhang Yu. Hello, I am Hammerheart Abode Server Spirit 3,001,001, I am happy to serve you. May I ask what you need? Zhang Yu said spirit-body fusion, the one that costs 30 spirit coins for the guaranteed success package. As Zhang Yu's words just fell, he saw the pure white small room before him rapidly expand, transforming in the blink of an eye into an area with mountains, water, pavilions, and towers. Below the original text, a beautiful woman in palace attire appeared, looking at Zhang Yu with a beaming smile, and said, Hello, Mr. Zhang Yu, please have some tea. Zhang Yu casually took the teacup handed to him by the other party, looked at the originally simple small room that had instantly turned into a luxurious courtyard, and thought darkly in his heart, it changed so fast. They really do treat people differently based on who they are. But I feel a little pleased inside. Consumerism is truly deeply harmful. Zhang Yu opened his mouth and asked, first, introduce to me, how exactly do you help me achieve spirit-body fusion? The other party said Hammer Heart Abode has collected a large amount of breakthrough experiences from cultivators. We can select and match breakthrough experiences based on your specific situation, and simulate the environment in which others broke through at that time for you. And as long as you purchase this service, you will be able to conduct one simulated breakthrough daily. According to our company's current data statistics, the longest time taken for a breakthrough is 29 days. Zhang Yu's gaze moved, and he said, you mean after buying this service, even the person with the worst aptitude can successfully reach the realm of spirit-body fusion, after 29 simulated breakthroughs? The other party smiled and said, you can understand it that way. After confirming that Zhang Yu indeed wanted to order the spirit-body fusion guaranteed success package service, the price list, contract, various discounts, and packages quickly appeared before Zhang Yu. No membership, no participating in activities, no extra services, I just want to achieve spirit-body fusion for 30 spirit coins. As soon as Zhang Yu finished speaking, upon seeing the installment payment plan offered by the other party, he suddenly hesitated. How many installments can it be split into? 12 installments, 3.3 spirit coins per installment. Deductions start next month. Zhang Yu secretly calculated in his heart, that means paying an extra 9.6 spirit coins over more than 1 year. Can the temporarily extra spirit coins from the installment plan allow me to earn 9.6 spirit coins more over more than 1 year? Just as Zhang Yu was thinking about these things, the beautiful woman in palace attire before him spoke again. If you sign up for the installment plan now, you'll get a free heart technique compatibility test, which can help you calculate the most suitable second heart technique for you. Zhang Yu decided, I'll do it. He understood in his heart that after spirit-body fusion, he would definitely need to choose a second heart technique. After signing the contract, Zhang Yu first participated in a psychological and willpower test. Based on his heart technique, psychological state, Dao heart level, and other parameters, a simulated breakthrough environment matching Zhang Yu's situation was quickly generated.